welcome back to my channel where we talk about all things Transformers and Transformers action figure related. And today on my channel we're going to be taking a look at the extremely hard to find Studio 86 Scourge. Now I have had this dude on pre-order for I want to say ages, let's say 12 months, and I know it released when I'm making this video probably about 3 to 4 months ago, I believe, in the UK, and my pre-order only just got fulfilled. And I know that I think globally a lot of people are having some challenges getting hold of this figure. Is it worth the wait? Is it any good? Let's find out. Let's kick off, as we always do on my channel, by taking a look at the packaging, and the packaging for this one is absolutely fantastic. We get the awesome artwork of Scourge there on the front. Transformers the movie, Hasbro Studio Series, Transformers to Karatomi, and then at the top we get the nice Transformers the movie logo. At the side we get the 86 Transformers with the awesome Scourge artwork there. At the back we get him in his bots and his alt mode, and then it also shows the lovely little display, we'll take a look at this later on, that you can put him into. Transforms in 19 steps. Don't eat your children because they have small parts, and it says that he is Heralds of Unicron. And then on the other side we get Studio Series 86 with, again, a close-up on my face! And then, of course, as with every Transformers, we also get the destructions. And the destructions for this are fairly simple. It's Scourge. He is a shell former, shall we say, and nothing much has changed. The only Transformer where it is okay for him to be a shell former, and this is a pretty good shell former. I don't know why these instructions or these destructions have to be like this. I prefer the taller worksheet format. Yeah. Now let's take a look at the main event himself and Scourge. And let me just say, first of all, he does not come with this stand. I just put him on this stand. This is actually New Age's take on Shockwave's stand. Beautiful stand, very, very sturdy. But he does fit on a stand very well and looks very good on a stand as well. I haven't currently got my take on Shockwave from New Age on the stand. I may just use the stand for this because I do plan on actually keeping this in this mode. So I'll probably use it for that. Very, very cool. Very, very nice. This mode is really pretty cool. It's definitely the best for me, the best Hasbro take I've ever seen on this. Again, as with all of these, probably could have done with being a little bit smoother, just to look a little bit more like the movie, but they've added some detail, and I guess I've just come to expect this from the Studio 86 line now, that it's not an exact representation. It will have a little bit more detailing on, which I guess I'm okay with now. Better than I was at the beginning anyway. The whole thing here holds together very well. You can kind of see his feet just hanging off the back, but it ain't too bad. The plastic feels good. You know, Hasbro never really have any kind of challenges with that. Really nice Decepticon logo, shiny, shiny, shiny at the front here. Nice little red accent on the front here. These little bits here, these tend to just fall down now and then for some reason. So you have to keep making sure that they actually stay up. You do get some ports on the side in this. I'm never really sure what to say this is. It's like a space hovercraft land cruiser type affair. Never really sure what to call this. I think it is classed as a hovercraft, right? Correct me if I'm wrong down in the comments, as I'm sure that you will. But everything is very, very nice. Holds together well. Transformation's pretty cool. The bottom is a little bit sketchy, but it hides some parts of it altogether. But yeah, overall not too bad. One thing that I do like with this is that they have gone, you can go ding, and you can also remove this, and you can see his little head hides inside there, which is awesome. So you can do, you want me to gut Ultra Madness? So the other accessories that you get with it can be used as well. So he gets his pretty cool looking gun, nicely detailed, the gun. but it's just blue, and it is a bit of a shame that Hasbro kind of just do this now. You get the one color, just plastic gun, and it's okay. But I could do with seeing a little bit more accents on it. I know some people do paint these up, but this will just attach into the port on the side there, so you get some storage for the weapon, and then you also get this nice effect, actually, really pretty cool. So you can look like he's shooting, just like he does in the movie. Pew pew pew. So I've taken him off the stand to do the quick comparison, and we compare him to some other figures in this line, and we can see him next to Hot Rod. We can see that in this mode he is bigger than Hot Rod. He's certainly wider than Hot Rod and looks a lot better in that way. And then next to Grimlock, we can see obviously he's a lot shorter than Grimlock, but they look great together. You know, these look very, very, very impressive together on a shelf. Okay, so transformation time, and the first thing that we're going to do here is we're going to grab this and put this section down and bring this section up. So this will then release everything. Fold this one down and fold this one down. Then untab, untab. So you can see what I mean by a little bit of a shell former. So you can just kind of peel him a little bit like an orange, really. Stick this section up, stick this section up, and then we can just kind of untab this section, yep, and untab this section that's here as well. So everything just kind of comes out like that. So there's the shell. First we crack the shell, then we crack the nuts inside. Next up we have this section here. This is kind of holding all the legs and everything together, so we'll just fold this up. So then we come to probably the trickiest section of the whole thing. You want to make sure that this bit is folded in, so you can insert that in there, and then this is going to kind of go in at an angle, so you can see that it's difficult to get it to show you, but the whole mechanism kind of slots together like that. So don't put it flat, it's not like this, it's actually like that, and then that bit just fits in there. And you can see then arm up, dink, just clips in, and then the other side as well, dink, the arm will just click in. You can see you pretty much got everything sorted. Foot out, tootsie out, foot out, tootsie out, and then these bits just kind of come down and then lock into place like this and like that. So you've got your everything just kind of locked in, and then come around the back and just fold it in. You've got a little tab here at the back to just make sure you get everything in. Fold in, and then you'll see you've got that tab there to just lock the whole kind of cape in. And then we have Scourge, the tracker. So here we have our fully transformed Scourge. But is he any good? I mean, he looks absolutely beautiful. Let's first have a look at this awesome looking head sculpt here. And we can see he's got a fantastic, classic looking head sculpt. I love it. Deep red eyes that definitely look like they've got some life to it. An amazing mustache and goatee going on there as well. Nice piece on his head here, classic looking. Nice Decepticon logo as well, and then obviously just the classic look of Scourge here, where he has the key to Vector Sigma and all this kind of stuff, which is pretty cool. He's got his beautiful pink nails, so he's been down at the salon, and we can see that he's had his pink manicure going on. Very, very nice. We've got the different styles and the different kind of coloration of greys and the purpley blue type color. In this camera he looks very blue, but actually in the light, in the real world, he looks a little bit purpley, I guess. Next to the grey, but it is very, very cool. Lots of added molded detailing, certainly in and around the legs. Nice little red flash there. And then this backpack, yeah. Scourge always has a bit of a backpack, but I have to say that this one really does let this figure down for me. And we'll look at it now while we go into the articulation. So far, top marks. I love the way that this figure looks. But when we get to the articulation, this is where it fails a little bit. The head has some great articulation, actually. Even with his big kind of vampiric collar, you can still get a full little 360, even with the goat and vampiric collar here. Really cool. The arms, obviously, they suffer. They are going to suffer because of this. You can't fold the backpack out. Fold this out so you can get a full 360. You'll get a nice arm bend here, and you'll get a nice arm bend here. The hands do articulate a little bit round, so you get a full 360 at the wrist. You do get some swivel as well here, and you get a full 360. Sort this backpack out. Go on, stay in there. And then at the legs, you'll get a full forwards. You'll get a full to the back if you can kind of kick it through there. And then you'll also get some knee bend, which is nice. And you'll also get some very, very small amount of ankle rocker. You'll get toe articulation, obviously, due to the transformation. But there's not much more. He don't get any thigh swivel, which I find a little bit of a pain for this, because I keep wanting to get some thigh swivel out of this, and I think it would really help this figure. But you don't get it, unfortunately. And then this backpack does articulate out and out, but gets in the way. And these tabs, considering they are quite difficult to get things into, untab fairly regularly. They're quite stiff to get in, so you'd think they'd hold, but they really don't. This doesn't seem to tab in anywhere, this section, and it just kind of hangs there. I really wish they'd put a strong tab in here. Make sure I haven't missed anything. Maybe... No, I mean, you can't get... I mean, it has these tabs here for when it's in the... hovercraft mode, but when you put it up, this doesn't tab in, and it would be great if it did, but it just doesn't. So not only does this get in the way of everything, as Scourge's cloak always does, get in the way of things, but these bits tend to just fall down because they're not stiff enough. There's no tabs, and then it's a heavy backpack. So if I pose him, he wants to fall over. If I pose him a little bit like this, and again, this is where I want the thigh swivel to come in, I can't really do that. I can get some kind of poses out of him. There's not much ankle rocker. The backpack just takes him over. So he looks great. What kind of poses you can actually get out of him to hold, because there's just a lack of thigh swivel and a lack of articulation, where as you're trying to counterbalance the backpack that he has, you feel you need to move the leg a little bit. You just can't, because that thigh swivel just isn't there. So great looking figure, but posability is harmed by a lack of thigh swivel and a very heavy backpack. He does have some weapons, as we've already said, so you can give him kind of this gun in his closed fist here, like so, which looks okay, but I don't know. I don't think you can... I mean, you can put it in this hand, but it's quite loose. He has this kind of open hand on the other one. And then also, I guess you can use this on the gun as well, like that, so he can be there with his effect piece. I do quite like the effects piece, but, you know, his gun's neither here nor there, really. I did say at the beginning that he comes with a diorama, and he does. That backdrop is fantastic. This is so cool. It's probably the best backdrop I've seen out of all of them, and he kind of fits on. I mean, this is another problem with this backpack, that you have to have it all the way here, and he kind of fits on. Again, you're very limited to what posability you can even do on the backdrop with him. Yeah, that's about it. His backpack is gonna cover everything up. It looks quite good though. So again, let's time for the comparison, and this time we'll bring out Hot Rod so we can see how he looks next to Hot Rod, and we can see he is way bigger than Hot Rod. So Hot Rod is teeny tiny compared to him. He is like literally head and shoulders above Hot Rod. I'm not sure if that's true to form from the 86 movie. I don't remember him being that much bigger. I know Rodimus Prime obviously is bigger, so maybe they're just trying to scale down Hot Rod to make sure that he looks like he puts on a growth spurt when he picks up the Matrix, but who knows? And then next to Grimlock, obviously we can see that Grimlock is the larger of the two, with him being a larger class anyway, as you'd expect, but they do look absolutely fantastic together. Scale very, very well, I believe, for these two. So all that remains then is my final thoughts on this dude, and would I recommend you pick him up? Yes and no. I'm a little disappointed, if I'm honest. I do like this figure a lot, but this backpack, I do have to say, is a little bit disturbing and has let the whole thing down, because I just can't pose it in the way that I want to pose it. So it's hit and miss. I mean, luckily for me, I don't plan on keeping it in this mode. I already have the X-Transbots version, so the X-Transbots version is the version I keep in bot mode. So this will be in its alt mode that I think is nice. So for my purposes, yes. For your purposes, have a think about it. Because he really, this whole backpack, it just needs to lock in. It really does. Such a shame. So close. So close. That's it from me today. Let me know your thoughts on this one and everything else down in the comments. If you're new around here, please think about giving me a like, a share, and a subscribe. And I will see you in my next video. Alright guys, in a bit. Peace!